Thank you for joining me. Hello. Hi. Today is Takeaway Tuesday and I am live again. Thank you for joining me. You are going to love today's card and you're going to actually laugh after I tell you a story. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Tina Kavergich. I am a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you for joining me. And currently I am located in the sunny, swampy south. I took a little vacation from Canada to get away from the cold. Comment below what the weather is like where you are. Right here, it has finally stopped raining, so we are not really sure. We think the alligator has gone back into the river, but that's okay as long as he's not in a puddle just out there. Anyways, thank you for joining me. As I said, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and we will be making cards from the Celebration brochure. When you celebration brochures, when you purchase $60 or more, you can choose a certain item for free inside. And today we are going to be using some of the Mostly Adored Designer Series paper. These are fantastic. I just love these. These are great for Valentine's Day. And that is what we are going to be creating today, is a Valentine card. So loving this paper. So this is free with an order of $60. So I wanted to show you those papers. But what I also wanted to show you, if you have any questions, actually, you can comment below, or you can send me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. Don't forget, today is the last day for the early bird registration for my stamp camp coming up in April, and it is all about techniques. So, oh, this is it. So this is my techniques book, and this is what we're going to be working towards. I have over 35 techniques to show you for that weekend, and hopefully we can squeeze them all in. So I actually got more than 35, I gotta tell you. But what happens is, what you do is we're going to be learning the techniques, making the cards with techniques, and then you get this great book. You can place all your techniques in here along with the cards. So this is going to be a great, great event. Today is the last day for early bird registration, and that is $110. If you wait until tomorrow, it goes up to $120. So you don't want to miss that. So early bird registration for Stamp Camp in April. If you have any questions, northernstamper@gmail.com. Oh, hello, Faith. Thank you for flying in. So she literally just flew in. Wow. That was unplanned. Okay. Don't forget, there is a great join offer going on for January and February. You can choose items from the mini catalog or the annual catalog. And right now you have two options. You can get this great glass matte kind of studio with a cleaner and stuff like that. It is fantastic. It is absolutely sold out for all demonstrators. They can't get it at the moment. So you can get this great glass mat that you can stamp on and wipe off. It's fantastic. Yeah. Plus, you can choose $165 worth of product with the glass mat studio for only $135. Great, great deal. The other option is you can choose $165 worth of product, and then you can add on $41 more of product, so that's $206 for only $135. No shipping, no taxes. That's called the starter kit. If you have any questions, you can email me at northernstamper@gmail.com or comment below. Now, I know everybody is looking at ways to save money. So starter kit is honestly a really good way to start, because you can add products to your supplies. This is a great way to get started and to see, you can build a little bit to get crafting. And you may wonder, like, what are some of the things that you can add into the starter kit to make the most? You can add inks, a couple of stamps, some blocks, put a trimmer in if you don't have a trimmer. This is the time. This is the time to get the large Stamp and Emboss machine. So that's what you want to get, the large Stamp and Emboss machine with the starter kit at this moment. Like I said, I could go on and on, but I don't want to take up too much time on that. So if you have any questions, comment below, or northernstamper@gmail.com. All right, give me a thumbs up if you are ready to get started on today's card. In the meantime, I gotta tell you a funny story. So I was getting ready this morning and I'm looking feverishly everywhere for the stamp set that I had showcased for this month. And I know exactly where it is. It's in Canada, in the basement, on my table, in my craft room. And sadly, it is not here in the trailer. So what I'm going to do is we're still going to make the same card, but my card is going to look a little different. I really would have liked to use Softly Sings because it has the large font and it looks really great. But I do have a mock-up what I can show you what it's going to look like. In the meantime, I have to use the stamp sets that I brought, which are a couple of paper pumpkins and the perennial postage. So I'm going to go with those. But in the meantime, the ones with the large font work the best on this card. So, you know, sadly, sometimes these things happen and I can't quite fly home to get that stamp set. So things happen. All right, let's get started with the card we're going to make today. What we're using, as I had mentioned, Mostly Adored, one of the pages, this is, I've already cut it down. This is 4 by 12. And what we're going to do is, you'll notice that on the top, the hearts are kind of upside down. And on the bottom, they're going down this way. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut this in half. But I wanted to show you that the paper comes really nicely as one sheet. Okay, so we are going to be using the bottom portion of the floating hearts on this card. Okay, so what we're going to do is you remember I always put everything in my little stamp case. This is how I travel. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have oops.
So,
oh my goodness, cameraman, you're about to be fired.
Camera problems.
Okay, so I have a piece of cardstock here. It's already scored at the halfway mark, okay? So we have our card base, okay? I have my piece of Designer Series paper. Remember, the hearts are kind of floating up, and this is what we want. I got a little strip of Designer Series paper that is also come from Mostly Adored. And what I wanted was to have something that was a little bit subtle on this so that I could stamp on here, okay? So it's going to go kind of in the middle. I also have some of the ribbon, which also comes from Celebration, which at $60. So I love this ribbon. This is actually really nice pool party ribbon. It is really, really nice. If you love DSP, then go for all the DSP, but they got some great ribbon in there along with some beautiful matching embellishments. So check those out. So that's pretty well what we're going to be using with this card. So we have those items. Let's move those off to the side. You will need a trimmer for this. So let's get started. So as I had mentioned, you are going to score this in half. So this is a long ways type of card. So you want to do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this in the trimmer. And I'm going to look at the score line here. So there's the score line right there. And I'm going to take it in. And I'm going to measure it to 3 1/2. So I'm going to put the score line at 3 1/2. So there's 3, 3 1/4, 3 1/2. And I'm going to move it up. I can see there's the line there. Going to move it onto there. So there's the score line. And I'm going to score it right here on the score line. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So I got that. So what's going to happen is I have it scored up there. And what all I'm going to do is pull this back up on itself. Okay. Now, falling apart here. So I folded it back up on itself. Now, it's all kind of one color, but I just wanted to show you how it's going to look. So when you open the card, it's going to open like that. So I have it scored at 3 1/2. What I want to do is I'm going to take a piece of Designer Series paper. Remember the one with the hearts? And what I want to do, I have it cut, and I'm going to be placing this in the inside of the card. I want it on the inside, but see, it's a little long, so let's actually just cut that down. Okay, so I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to pick it up, And let's get it so that it has a nice frame all the way around. Let's just keep this just in case. So I have it on the inside, okay, just like that. But what I want to do too is I want to have this piece. Oh, that's why I had two pieces. I needed two pieces of this. I want this piece, another piece of this one, and it's going to go on the back side of that card base. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's measure this. So that's 3.5. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to measure it. So if I put it at 3.5, it takes it right down to the bottom, which is not a bad idea. Let's give that a try. If not, I can always cut it shorter. So 3.5 brings it right down to that edge. Now there's no frame along the top, and I like to have the frame along the top. So I'm going to cut a little bit more off. Let's try again. I'm going to bring it right down to the fold. Okay, there we go. Now it's got a bit of a frame around the bottom. Remember we had these two together, so like this, one on the inside, one on the back. Okay, oh, and if I fold it, I have another piece, and that's going to go right on the top. So you can kind of see how it's kind of going to go together. But I want to, you'll notice I didn't glue it down. The reason I don't glue it down at this very second is because I want to see, does it all fit? Is it all okay? Do I need to cut or add or change anything? So I know for sure the inside is going to stay where it is. So let's glue that down. Add a little glue. Okay. Gonna pop that inside. Now I'm making this Valentine card for my husband, so don't tell him, okay?
Shh, mom's a word.
So again, on the outside, I know this is going to stay here. So let's glue that down. Okay. Again, put a nice little frame around. This is a very simple card to make, actually. Looks fantastic, but and it's very simple. I am not going to glue this piece of designer series paper down yet because I am going to stamp directly on this with a sentiment. Now, as I was getting ready today, I thought, well, if I don't have a sentiment that fits on there, I have something from a paper pumpkin that I could just stick on top, right? There's a sentiment from Paper Pumpkin. That would work really well too. Not bad, not bad. So let's give it a shot. I'm going to actually stamp on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at one of my stamp sets and I'm going to see which one I think is going to fit on here the best. So I got a couple of Paper Pumpkins. And let's see if I just lay it down. Oh, this is all the best. That kind of would work on there. Wishing you all the best. Actually, that's not bad. And then I could add these little wishes if I want. 1,000 good luck wishes. Oh, that's cute too. I'm not sure which one I want to do, but I think I'm going to go wishing you all the best. One thing I like about Paper Pumpkins is their stamp sets are fantastic. Like, I keep all of the little Paper Pumpkin stamp sets because I find that a lot of their sentiments are so useful. Okay, so what I did is I'm going to place that on a block. I'm going to take this off. And where's my Pearson mat? Because it's a polymer stamp, the kind that you can see through, I need to give it some cushion on here. So I put the piercing mat underneath. Now let's get some ink. And we're going to ink this up. Okay. Pat and turn. Got to make sure so I can look through and see. Okay. Make sure I get all the ink. Okay. There we go. Oh, I guess it's one of those days, huh? Okay. Gonna stick that over there, and I'm going to just place it on straight down. Hopefully it's not crooked, and lift it up. Now you can see it actually looks pretty good with the black on there. But the thing is, the initial stamp set we were going to use had a very large font, and this would have looked much better with a large font. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if I can place that right on there, looks good, right? I might actually add the little things on the side because, you know, just to give it some pizzazz. It's just because that the stamp is so much smaller than I anticipated. I think I'm just going to add a couple of, let's see, I'm going to add a couple of little pictures from here from the stamp set just to fill in a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to ink that up back onto the Pierce mat, place it on there. It kind of fills it up a little bit more, and I'm going to put a little bit on that side. So, oops, let's just kind of fill it up. There we go, filling it up a little bit. There we go. So that kind of works really well on that. You get the idea of the stamp set that we were going to use. And now I can actually bring this back on. And I want to add this ribbon behind it. So all I'm going to do is add some glue, some adhesive. And I'm just going to go back and forth on this. Oh, I like to save my ribbons, so I'm going to do a little bit at a time. Right? I like saving ribbon. Not that just the ribbon's too pretty. I'll use a little bit like that. And a little bit on the top. A little bit on the top. And now I can add this on. I'm going to add the glue so it'll stick down. I'm just going to place this on top here. Again, looking around. It's got the frame around. Okay. And let's finish it off with a few embellishments. One. These are the embellishments that came with Celebration. Like, oh my goodness. There we go. Yeah, actually this is turning out pretty good. Place those on there. Add those embellishments. So there's the free ribbon. There's the free embellishments. This is the free paper from Celebration. And I just used a stamp set from a paper pumpkin. Now, if I wanted to, I could add a little bit of Wink of Stella. Let's add that. Oops. To these little, what the? To the little wish things here. There we go. Add a little bit of Wink of Stella. And that is done. So there is a really cute card, and it opens just like that. Very nice. So even though I used the stamp set and it was unintended, it does fit in. And I'm going to show you the original card. So this is with the large font. It really fills it up. But again, same idea. There we go. Lifting it up. It's kind of like a fancy fold card. So I wanted to show you the difference, and it's very easy to make these cards. So let me know which one you like. There is today's card, which has the stamp set that I did not intend. And there's the other one. Now, this ink is a little more subtle. It's because I used Pebbled Path as opposed to the black, because I also forgot the Pebbled Path ink. So I just improvised. So let me know which card you liked the best. Did you like today's card? Or do you like the original card that is set up? So I wanted to show you again, it is very simple to make cards. And, you could just, it's just a lot of fun. Anyway, so if you have any questions, email me, northernstamper@gmail.com. Don't forget to join me in the stamp camp. It's going to be so much fun. Apparently, I got so much stuff that, it might go for a whole week. Like, we'll have a giant party. So it's going to be great. Join the stamp camp. It is today, the deadline for the early bird registration. Let me know which card you liked from today. And if you have any questions, northernstamper@gmail.com. Thank you for joining me for Takeaway Tuesday, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.